Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. We got a great show for you. We're going to talk a little bit about what divisions can register for the GBO now, some of the PDGA major schedules. We're going to give away a Classic Blend Marshall. Of course, we have Robert McCall quick tip and much more. Your questions. And we're going to find out why Robert McCall decided to wear pink today. All right, guys, I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I with me, Eric, Classic Blend Marshall McCabe, and Robert Fuchsia McCall.
I don't know if this is fuchsia.
We'll call it fuchsia to make you feel. So why did you decide to wear pink?
I was just feeling good, man.
Feeling good.
Yeah, I went to my closet today, looked through lots of it's the weather outside's a little dreary,
right?
Little dull, and I said, you know what? It's time to spice it up.
I'm gonna brighten it up with my pink shirt.
I'm gonna wear my loudest looking shirt that I have. So here it is. That's all you got. I don't go much louder than this. I don't have any Hawaiian shirts, but I would have considered wearing it.
Well, it does look good on you.
Well, I appreciate that.
You wear pink really well.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment, but I'm just going to.
Okay. So Eric was while I was doing the announcements, he was holding our Classic Blend Marshall that we're going to give away. And actually, the Marshall was something you throw, correct, Eric?
It's in and out of the bag.
Oh,
yes.
really?
Yeah.
What kind of shots you use it for?
I don't putt with it, but it typically will be my 220 to 300 foot approach disc.
Yeah.
It flies nice and straight, has a nice little stability at the end of the flight, but it's just very predictable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know it's not going to hold the right line for me unless I put a lot of power behind it, but I can guarantee I'm going to get a nice straight shot out of it.
Very nice.
Like hold to the right is what you mean. Like
correct.
Not hold the right line.
Yes.
It will hold the correct line.
It will hold the correct line.
There you go.
But it will not.
Hold right
unless you force actually hold an Anheuser line if I force it over.
Right.
It's not in the bag for that. It is in the bag for a nice straight line.
Yeah.
Very
and
nice.
Paige Pierce throws this one all over the place.
Yep,
Oh,
she
yeah.
does.
She's loving the Classic Blend Marshall.
Absolutely. So, okay, we're going to give that one away. And this one, if you're not watching the video, is actually a red one. So a nice, bright Classic Blend Marshall. We'll give that away. So how are you guys doing? Let's see. We talked a little bit before we started recording. You did some hops and hyzers this past weekend. This is Derek Savory. Meat. This is Derek Savory's little, what would you call it? Brainchild, where we get to play a series over the winter weekend. And the reason I think he's so excited about it is because Derek loves cold
upstairs?
weather. Yes.
Yeah,
he
he's a strange
loves
fellow.
cold weather.
Yeah, he's dumb.
If it's not below 40, he's not happy.
He'll break out into a sweat if
I know.
it's 50 degrees outside.
So he loves playing disc golf in the cold weather, and so he put together. So it's really cool. He did it last year. A lot of people came out and had a good time.
It's a little different than last year's format
is it?
for those familiar. Last year, a lot of the money that was part of your entry fee went to a finals.
Okay.
And you had to qualify for that finals. Now it's a $4 come out of every single person's entry, and that goes to an ace pot.
Oh, wow.
And based off how many times you attend, if you hit an ace, that's how much your percentage is. So if the ace pot gets up to like $500 and people start coming out of the woodwork, well, this is their first time they hit the ace. They don't get to steal that ace pot, you know. So I kind of like that format, especially being a local.
It rewards you for coming out often.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it rewards you for not being able to feel your toes for a couple hours.
Exactly, yeah. So anyway, so if it's wintertime and you guys are looking for ideas of what to do, you can start a little winter series with different rules and different things to make it interesting to get people out there. And also we have coming up, no, it's already started. The Winter Marksman League. Well, at least registration for it.
Registration.
Yes. So get yourself registered for a Marksman League where you actually get a marksman basket. You pay $200. You get a marksman basket, 6 moonshine exclusive moonshine plastic deputies. Those are used to be given away to weekly winners. And then you have obviously use other baskets that you have. Create yourself a nice little, I guess it could be outdoor if you want it to be, but you can do indoor putting leagues. I know that we're supposed to start ours here in December.
Yeah, first week of December, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to do it at Brickyard 20 Ale House here in Emporia. We also have, if you want to get two, for $300, you can get 2 marksman baskets to give away to the winner. What do you guys say we get to the questions?
Hey, by the way, beard's looking good, my friend.
Oh, yeah, we're doing it. Yeah.
We are.
We're really doing it.
We're really doing it. So we're doing No Shave November. Me and Sue were going out to Radius the other night, and out of the blue, she goes, "Babe, is it No Shave November?" And I was like, "No, why?"
Nah.
What would make you think
Yeah.
that?
No.
So she's noticed the beard. I've noticed that Robert.
You know what
McCall's-
else I've noticed?
What?
That you already changed your Bitmoji.
I know. I
To
did.
have a beard?
He has a beard on it. He does. His Bitmoji now has a beard and arguably wearing a vest.
Dude, it's vest weather.
Oh, I am, man. I didn't even put
Yeah.
that together.
Dude, it's friggin' vest weather.
And a Santa hat.
Santa
Yeah.
hat.
Listen
yeah.
here.
I forgot.
What just happened was Inception. Okay.
That's awesome. So,
But yeah.
So Robert's
Mine's
beard's getting a
it's,
little.
It's pretty fuzzy. Yesterday, Shay was like, "Man, your beard really is growing," and I said, "Yeah." She's like, "I don't like it." I said, I said, "Me neither," but I made a commitment.
Right.
So,
I think Robert.
Sorry about
I think assuming his wife lets him,
right.
it's going to look pretty good come
Yeah.
December.
It's
1st.
quite. Here's the big problem is my mustache never grows in super duper strong.
Mhm.
It just never has.
That's not a bad thing.
But this grows in extremely
like Wolverine.
strong.
You could
Yes.
you could pull off the Wolverine look.
Yeah, if I just shaved just chops, it would be.
I think you
powerful.
should. And I expect to see chops December 1st. Just for the day.
Can't
Just
do
for
it.
the day.
Can't do it.
Just for the day.
But see, I don't shave at the end. I just trim back to my regular beard length and then go from there.
Oh
I know.
man,
'Cause-
you're not a real American.
No, I'm a weenie. I mean, self-proclaimed.
And of course, Eric's is becoming more lusciously red.
Just more
and
red.
Full.
It just gets red.
Have you even noticed?
No.
Okay. Because yours is
Yeah,
already
yours
pretty
looks.
full.
I always-
yours looks pretty similar right now.
Yeah, mine does.
How long did it take last time when you got it? Like it was like,
It was like I don't think I shaved until like January
oh wow,
last year.
It
so
got
it was
really long.
Yeah. The thing is, from the side view here, I can see he's got some long hairs on
Oh,
the
yeah.
side
I
that
got some long
you can't
coming
really
through
tell
here.
that.
because it
Yeah,
just
unless
kind of
you're
goes
looking-
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his grows down, like Derek's beard is really long and it hangs
Yeah.
down this way. Mine just grows out.
Like
you know what I
fro.
forgot to do? I forgot to take a before picture.
Oh,
How embarrassing.
I know.
man.
I also did. So
You didn't. You
yeah,
to
I
do it?
forgot as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
if
I'm
you're-
sure we got a picture.
if you're
I mean,
doing-
Well, each of us take, daily morning.
what about your
selfies, so we
what
can just
about
go back to
your? I mean, it was almost around the same time. We could just use the pictures Temp took of us
Oh, that's true.
as before pictures.
We could do that. If you are participating in No Shave November, post your pictures to the Facebook group. If you've got a before and after, so we can see how it progressed.
And we'll belittle you if your beard sucks.
Yes. You know what?
And we'll praise you if
I
it
had
doesn't.
to explain it to my in-laws why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's
Because
that's
I said so?
Yeah, it's because
Is
we
that why?
decided to do
Yeah,
a
is that
dumb
what you
thing
told them?
together.
because of the podcast. No, because of the awareness for prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And that's a little awkward to talk about with
Yeah.
your in-laws.
That is.
Yeah.
Especially when they say, "What is that?"
Yeah. I hope they don't say.
Well, if
what
they
is that?
say
Well-
what is that,
well,
then
you
you've got a
see-
whole nother conversation.
I know, really.
That
Well, you
should
see,
probably-
biologically. Just kidding.
All right, now
Hey, let's get into the question.
let's get into the question.
Let's.
As always, guys, remember you can go to discgolfanswerman.com, submit your disc golf questions, and we will get it on the air. We're going to go through some speak pipe questions here first. This one is from Jake.
Hey, so I've got a problem with dragging the inside toe of my back foot. I've ruined at least 3 pairs of shoes doing this.
That's it?
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there's any tips or anything that might help me, maybe just picking my feet up more. Anything would really help. Thank you, guys.
Invest in a shoe company.
Yes. Buy
Create
stock.
the shoes.
We shall give
And
this
Merrill.
question to the toe dragger himself.
Well,
Mr.
I mean,
Eric
I don't know
McCabe.
if we should give this question. He's asking how not to drag.
Oh,
his
that's
toe.
true.
I mean, to be fair, I do. I don't drag my toe on all shots, but I tend to drag my toe on shots where I need to hit a line, or if I'm throwing a mid range off the tee. I just feel like I get more control over the disc, being more grounded. I know it kind of sounds a little weird, but there's just something about it that it absolutely mentally helps me, and it just helps with my whole form.
I don't
So,
know. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like if you stand on 2 feet as opposed to 1 foot, obviously you're going to be able to balance
Mhm.
better on 2. Like you will never lose a balance contest standing on 2 feet compared to somebody's 1.
That's true, but I mean, I have pretty good balance as well. You know,
True,
doing
yeah.
gymnastics for so many years.
Right.
I think that could have had something to do with how I tend to just want to drag my feet because of some of the things you learn doing gymnastics and all that kind of stuff, like pointing your toes and, the core strength that way. So yeah, I really believe that there's nothing wrong with dragging your toe. You're just going to, like you said, go through a lot of shoes.
Right. I don't like to I used to drag my toes quite a bit. And I don't like to anymore, just only because of wearing through shoes. And so I just made it a conscious effort to when I plant my lead foot, just to pick that last one up right as I'm throwing, not at the same time so that one's off the ground and one's on, but just so that I'm not tempted to let that leg drag behind me. It helped too when I would follow through more on my shots, because then that causes my hips to rotate more, and I don't want that to be slowed down by my other foot. Yeah. And so maybe try following through some more, but it's not, I don't think it's as big a deal.
And you'll probably spray, so to speak, for a little bit, just till you get used to, you may even find some more power coming through your hips and whatnot. So, just know that when you do fix this quote problem, that it's not going to be an instant fix. You may have to tweak something else in your game working on one method. Does that make sense?
Agreed.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, next question. I'm going to talk words and enunciate. Next one is from Ben.
What's up, Disc Golf Answerman crew? Back in the spring, coming out of winter, I felt like a lot of my form was off. A lot of things just felt broken. So I sort of went back to the drawing board, and over the whole summer, I've been working on from a standstill, getting snap, timing, follow through, all that sort of stuff down. And now I feel good with it. And I want to bring that form from a standstill into a proper run-up and next step. And I'm wondering what you guys think I should focus on when trying to transition like that, and what's going to be the hardest, and just any advice you guys have really would be awesome. So thank you guys for what you do, and I'm looking forward to hearing your response.
It's a good question. You want to take it?
Sure. I would just take it incrementally back to where you're starting with a run-up. So if you're currently doing it with a standstill, then the next natural step is doing it one step.
Yep.
And modeling the end of an X step when you take that one step. So however your X step looks, whether your feet are perfectly in line with one another or slightly offset to either side, depending on how you're throwing, make that step be like the last step of your X step. So just do that and make it so that you feel good about your speed and follow through and snap and all that stuff. Then once you've done that, you can incorporate a slower X step. Once you've done that, then you can do your full speed X step. That's how I would do it.
That was going to be my suggestion.
Yeah, just take it back piece by piece.
Slow everything down too until you feel more comfortable, until it becomes more of a routine, so to speak.
Yeah, because the muscle memory of that will help a lot more than thinking so much while you're doing it. As soon as you start thinking about one particular fix, it's really easy to let the other things go.
Exactly.
So slow it down. Make sure that you're just building that muscle memory, and you should be good.
And don't think.
Yeah. Turn off your brain.
Turn it off. All right, next question comes from Corey. We're going to go to the submission form from the website. I use a classic Judge as one of my go-to throwing putters for any shot up to 350 feet that needs to go straight and finish right for a right-hand backhand throw or a slow-moving Anheuser.
Okay.
I recently lost that Judge and have gotten a couple backups, but they are all acting much more stable than my previous one. I'm sure it is just going to take some beating in until it gets to that sweet spot, but is there another putter similar in feel to the Judge that is a tad bit more understable out of the box that you can recommend? Thank you in advance, and thanks for all you do for the sport.
Yeah. Well, first of all, 350 feet with a Judge is pretty impressive.
You're putting the hurt on it.
Yeah, you're definitely putting some onion behind it.
I'm gonna give her the old onion.
But yeah, I guarantee you it's just from wear and tear that's the reason the Judge was flying so straight and turning over a little bit for you probably, or like you said, getting it to hold the right line. As far as another putter that would, flight wise, the Warden is great for that shot, for a little straighter shot.
Their stability is really close right out of the box.
Right out of the box, they're close, but the Warden will tend to beat in a little bit quicker. And by beat in, I mean hold that truer line a little bit faster than a brand new Judge will. The other suggestion I would have to you is maybe a different plastic type for the Judge. The Prime Judge, I can't stress enough how awesome that disc is. It's not quite as overstable as the Classic or the Classic Blend, so that could be an option as well, and it's cheaper.
Yes.
So it's inexpensive.
It's going to be straighter out of the box and beat in more quickly too.
Exactly.
So if you
need something to get beat in pretty quick, then that would be my suggestion. And that is exactly why you cycle discs in and out of your bags too. So that if you do happen to lose a go-to disc that's been in your bag for whatever years, and you don't feel like you're missing anything because you have that backup.
Yeah, not like you're lost or whatever.
Yeah.
For you, if the Judge is one that clicks for you, do the Prime Judge thing. Don't try to do a different mold. If you're already comfortable with that putter, get another couple of classic ones if that's what you really like. Get a Prime one in the meantime, and that's going to be really straight for you.
Yep.
Excellent. Next one comes from John. Robert,
Yo.
considering you are the numbers guy and all Bobby and Eric seem to care about his flight numbers, false.
Embarrassing.
False. He says his question is for you. So are ratings for AMs updated on a different day than pros?
Negative.
When was the last update, and when will the next one be? Of course, this question is
Today.
from August 20th.
Right.
So it's a little old.
Well, once you're listening to this,
Right.
ratings updated today, and I don't know when the next one
once
is.
he's listening to
did.
this, technically ratings updated yesterday.
Right. By the time you're listening, they will have been yesterday. It was Tuesday. What's today? Tuesday the 14th is when they updated. I guess we've probably got one more update this year. That's a guess.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But no, they all update on the same. AMs and pros alike update on the same day. Some of the reason that you might see other people's ratings move and yours not move is if there is an event that you played that was completed or turned into the PDGA after the deadline, after the submission deadline, which is usually 2 weeks or 3 weeks before ratings get updated.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, for me, I played the Piney Woods Open. When was that? October sometime?
Yep.
And that happened just after the submission deadline, and so that didn't count toward my rating this time, even though I played that probably a month ago, or something. So it usually takes a couple of cycles to get all of your tournaments on there, but that's how that goes.
Did your rating change?
Yeah, I went down 1 point.
Oh. Guess who else went down 1 point?
Who?
Me.
Dang it.
That was weird.
Huh.
All right.
What just happened?
That light went off.
Oh, okay.
Later.
Can you try to fix that, Anthony, please?
He's not there.
Just that light.
I'll explain that later to you guys.
I'll explain that light to you later.
Yeah.
Just stand there and hold it for us.
Yes. Mine went down a point. I'm at 985 now.
Okay.
The three, I thought I was going to have a 1 round coming in as well. That was a 1006, and it should have gone in on the last update, and for some reason it still hasn't. And so I reached out to the TD then. I will reach out to him again.
Oh, it's a him.
Yeah. To see what the deal is with it. I think last time it was an issue with somebody else's PDJ number.
Right.
Why I didn't go
I
live.
called him and told him not to put it on there.
Sounds about right. Because that was a 1006, and then I played Wichita Doodah a couple weekends ago, and that was 1016 and 1008. So those will help. It certainly won't put me over 1,000.
The what?
Roundup.
Oh,
Doodah.
yeah.
Doodah's earlier in the year.
Yeah, correct.
Roundup.
I called him and said, "How much would it cost?"
Yeah. Just give me a number.
How much would it cost to lose one of them PDJ
Yeah.
numbers?
And then I
Just
told
keep
him
messing
what
them
it
up.
was all about, and he said, "Won't cost you nothing."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's like, Bobby, I
So
got you.
those ratings will help my rating, but it won't push it over 1,000. I've still got, I mean, a decent couple of months worth of good ratings that I would need to bump me over right now.
Gotcha.
And you don't have any more sanctioned events this year, correct?
Probably not.
Yeah. I can't think of any either.
Next one is from Vash. When it comes to a tournament or casual round, I feel like my putts are trash. I get nervous and mentally crash right before stepping up to my lie. I feel like I'm mentally in between trying to run it or laying it up. But when it comes to practicing at home, though not perfect, my putts are consistent, as in I'm usually hitting chain or the band, and I'm more focused. What can I do to mentally break that practice putt mindset to the course? Thanks for the answer, and thanks for making the Marksman basket. It's always satisfying to smash center chains from 30 feet.
Yes,
You
it
just
is.
you're
There's a blog post
Yeah.
written just for you.
yes, exactly. So I know this question is old, but right now if you go to dynamicdisc.com and look at the blog section, you'll see Robert McCall's latest called "What is Your Putting Strategy?"
Yep.
And it talks about very much like what's going on here. So, but kind of elaborate just a little bit on it.
I say the biggest thing is that you hit the nail on the head when you said, I can't decide if I'm going to run it or lay up. If you can't decide, you've already missed the putt. Plain and simple. Like if you're like, maybe I should run it, maybe I should lay up, you've missed it already. When you step up to a putt, you need to decide what you're going to do before you do it.
At that point, you might as well just lay up.
Yeah, if you're feeling unsure, put it underneath the pole.
Yep.
Walk away with your 3 or 4 or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, that takes a lot of stress off of you.
It does.
Especially over running a 60-footer, missing it, and having a 20-foot or 25-foot comeback or something like that. So yeah, the putting strategy that I like the most, that I like the most is make your decision when you step up to the putt and follow through on that decision. And if you are not going to 100% commit to making it, don't even try. Lay it up. So that's what I would do. As far as practice goes, to make your tournament and competitive rounds feel a little bit more comfortable, I practice putt like I putt during the round. So I put my mini down. I only take 2 putters with me. They're the 2 putters I putt with. Go through my routine, make the putt, go get it out of the basket. I don't just take a stack and throw and throw and throw, because the only thing that does is help you with muscle memory.
Correct.
It doesn't help your mental side at all.
Correct.
So,
and as I always stress, it never hurts to just put something on the line when you're out there playing casually with your buddies, or even if you're by yourself. Say, hey, I want to make this many putts today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really, it'll really help you mentally. When you're transitioning from a casual round to a tournament round.
Yeah, because you've felt that already recently.
Yeah, I mean, you feel the pressure when you're playing against your buddies. You want to make that putt.
Yeah.
So
I ain't trying to lose.
Yeah.
Although I did. And I do.
Not always.
But sometimes.
Not always. Just sometimes.
All right, next question comes from
most of the time.
Tagashi. I hope I pronounced that right.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man. This is Tagashi out here in Johnson City, Tennessee again. And I've got 2 questions, but I'm going to split them up into 2 calls. And they both revolve around the approaches on tees, or rather just tee pads in general. So first one is, I'm a pretty tall guy. I've got really long legs, so that means I've got a pretty long stride. Yeah. And not just like in length of the tee pad, but also in width, because I don't know how to explain it. I just got a weird approach, I guess. But it really helps me to get the distance, the control, and the speed that I desire. And when I'm playing on a small tee pad, you like that? On a small tee pad, I feel like I am not able to get that full benefit of my stride. So do I just need to work on getting the same amount of power and distance on a short stride, or work on a standstill? I know you guys, I hear quite often about how Robert claims to be the man of average height. So I want to hear if you guys have had any similar issues, or if maybe you've heard of somebody else that are tall like me, have had the same kind of issues and how they work through it. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that, and look for my next question. Thanks.
Cool.
What do you think, guys?
Long run-ups are not exclusive to tall people.
Ask James Conrad.
Yeah, but he's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you just said?
They are not exclusive to tall people.
Oh, correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Now, a lot of tall guys do have long run-ups. James definitely has a long one. It's tough because watch somebody like James throw. James is probably 6'4", 6'3", pretty tall fella, and really, really lanky. And he takes a couple of steps before he even gets to the tee pad. And so if you are going to keep your steps consistent, you need to get really good at taking those couple steps before and then transitioning onto the tee pad so that you're not thinking about your feet. I'd say the most important thing is not having to think about those steps. You want it to feel natural so that the only thing you're thinking about is hitting your target.
Correct.
If that means shortening up your steps a little bit, I could see that being helpful. I have a pretty short run up, and so
I do as well.
This hasn't affected me very much.
It's affected me, but the only time it really does affect me is when it's wet conditions and it's a short pad where you have to kind of start off the tee.
Yeah, or like when you throw a big Anheuser roller or something.
Yeah, something like that off the corner of the tee or off the side of the tee. that's when you have to transition from, the grass or the ground to the T-pad. And, if a T-pad is installed correctly, it should be flush and it shouldn't be an issue at all. But that's not always the case. So when there is like a little bit of an elevated tee or, there's a little bit of a step up, I like to maybe just take one step onto that tee and then do my run up. Usually what I'll do is I'll kind of eliminate one of the steps in there and just go straight into the X step. Make it a little bit more shorter and compact.
Yep. That's what I would do too. But I mean, we're two guys who are on the shorter side of, not super short, but certainly not as tall as this gentleman sounds.
My whole life.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So, something really cool, exciting is happening tonight. Tonight is the
Kansas versus Kentucky basketball game.
That's true. And the United States is playing Portugal probably right now.
Oh, wow.
That's what you were talking about, right?
And Duke's playing Michigan State. They're like champions tournaments tonight.
And I'll probably play Call of Duty.
Is that what
later.
you're talking about?
Is that?
Not even close.
Oh.
Call of Duty has been everywhere.
Yeah,
everybody's talking about it.
We're just having a great time.
I mean, I know it just came out and everything. So, have you played it all, Eric?
Nah, man, I'm not into that.
Say nah. I wasn't into that until some of the guys up here said, "Hey, you need to be into that." And
hit me up on.
I'm extremely impressionable.
Hit me up on that. Hit me up on that Mario Kart, and we'll talk.
Yeah, that's right.
That's more my style.
All right, so what I'm referring to is Glassbone Open registration.
Oh,
that opens tonight at 7 p.m. Central.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah, when you're listening to this, registration has already opened up. Hopefully,
you're late. Sorry.
Hopefully, there's some spaces left. So if you forgot about registering, make sure you look at glassboneopen.com/register. Go to the link, whatever division you're in, and see if there's some spaces open and get yourself registered. It's registration's open for all amateur divisions.
Yep.
All age protected divisions. That's like your masters, advanced masters, pros on the pro side.
Yeah, all the way up.
And then if you're a pro, female pro or male pro, you have to be over 1,000 rated. Sorry, Robert. If you're a female,
that's tight. Really cool, man. I'm definitely registering and playing, so thanks for bringing it up.
If you're a female player, then you have to be 900 plus rated. So, and then of course it opens up for more rating tiers divisions next Tuesday.
Are you going to sign up for the female? Oh wait, you can't even sign up for that one with your rating right now. In your face.
Ooh, he got you good.
Weak,
he says.
I brought some extra ointment. For that burn.
For that burn. All right, next question comes from
Whatever.
I didn't want to go there, by the way. You made me do that. Just so we're on the same page. Okay.
The next one's from Fozzie Wazzie. But was he a bear?
No.
This question is for all three of you guys. We see a lot of different personal flares attached to particular players' throwing style. Macbeth has his signature forehand windup. Eric Oakley has his flashy run up. I don't know if it's flashy.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to. He mashes. He throws far.
Before you go further, when I see Macbeth do his signature forehand,
it's really
Avery Jenkins.
Avery's, yeah.
Because Avery did that way before Macbeth did.
This thing, and then pop it into place, and then
So
I remember.
Maybe it's not really a thing. Maybe it's just how he just feels natural to wind
It's
up
just
I'm just saying
Sure.
it's not Macbeth's signature technically.
Right.
His signature to me, Macbeth, is his left foot little what is it called? The little pivot, when he kind of goes back and forth. That's Macbeth's signature to me.
Yep.
So anyway, I was making fun of Eric Oakley because he listens to the show. So hi, Eric. Hi, Tina. Tell Spout I said hello as well. He says, and James Conrad looks like he risks falling over on his face when he bombs.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
And he does bomb.
Yes.
Where you guys draw the line between throwing fundamentals and personal style. I've been working really hard on improving my form and have noticed certain weird things I do that don't necessarily seem like errors, but don't seem to add to my performance. That's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
Something unique.
Because like even Doug Bjerkus, have you even noticed he has kind of a certain little
walk up, a little hop,
like an intentional walk up and then boom.
I think everybody kind of has their own. Look at Paul Ulibarri comes to mind. He doesn't really have an X step. It's more of a crow hop. You know, every
This is more of a next step now.
Yeah. But I'm
still,
talking
yeah.
like coming up with Ulibarri.
Right. Yeah.
That and you know every single pro out there has their own unique style to
Right.
them. And I think a lot of that just comes back to when they started playing whatever felt more comfortable to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think of one that I necessarily maybe
Yours would have to be your follow through.
yeah,
And it's not-
yeah.
It's not like something that you do on purpose or to be flashy or add that flair. That's just
Oh,
like
yeah,
how
yeah,
you
yeah.
follow through.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I would say that I would limit that if it takes you away from good fundamentals, right? For Eric, I would never say, hey, don't
Don't follow
that.
through as much.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't follow through because that's a dumb thing to say. Always follow through. And if your follow through makes it look like your back's going to break in half because you're really flexible,
Which is what it does look like.
so be it. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's not so awesome in the morning. So
Yeah, I believe that. But if it's if you start to notice that you're doing something and it looks like it's taking away from your throw, like maybe you keep your hand on the disc all the way back and then take it off at the last second. A lot of times that's hindering you from getting the proper nose angle on the disc.
Yep.
Or you're bringing your arm out way wide. You know, maybe that's preventing you from doing what you need to. So I would just avoid things that are hindering the absolute fundamentals, and everything else is just kind of, that's just how you throw, because every body is different. You know,
Mhm.
like Eric and I are pretty similar heights and decently similar builds. I've got a few pounds on Eric, but
Yep.
but our throws look completely different. And
Yep.
That's just how it goes.
That's life, man.
That's just it, man.
Next one comes from Ryan. Hey, Disc Golf Instrument Crew. I recently purchased the Ranger bag and love it.
Nice.
However, when watching the most recent tournament, I noticed that Drew Gibson was wearing the Commander bag. Other than price, why would someone choose the Commander bag over the Ranger? Also, I recently got a half sleeve tattoo and am itching to get out and play. Eric, how long after getting your tattoos
Oh,
did you wait to play?
that day.
I was gonna say 5 minutes.
Fine.
Yeah, I went straight to the course. First question. Let's answer the first question first.
Yeah, because you have both, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but I think it's just kind of like personal preference, really, as far as how the bag feels on your back. I prefer the Ranger personally because I can get a lot more extra crap that I
Yeah.
don't need
Stuff.
in there,
Yeah.
you know, especially this time of year when it's, you know, possibly going to be cold. I like to maybe put in another light long hooded sweatshirt or something along those lines in the top. And with the Commander, they've got the side pockets, but it's a summer bag to me.
Yep.
The Commander's like a summer bag to me. And my Ranger now, I mean, I love it because it just fits in my cart so well too. So that's kind of, I think it's really just personal preference and price difference is pretty decent, I think.
Yeah.
So
I have both. I've carried both for pretty extensive periods of time. And yeah, it's just really, it depends on what you're looking for. If you need extra storage for more stuff like that,
Yep.
Ranger is a great buy. If you want like a couple more discs and an open face, then the Commander's your deal. It doesn't
funny.
really make that big of a difference.
It's funny I say that, and I'm actually currently carrying a Trooper
a
bag.
trooper bag, yeah.
So, which I love because
Yeah.
it's just so lightweight.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly just personal preference. I know Oakley carries a Commander right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. My favorite bag's the Ranger. My favorite bag of all time, of any bag I've ever carried in my career, is the Ranger bag.
My favorite bag is the one that someone else carries for me.
Yeah, that's true too.
Doesn't happen often. So,
Ever?
Yeah, it's literally never happened. So
It's
so someday
literally
it could be really cool.
never happened.
Next question comes from Adam.
One
Oh,
more.
Oh,
He asked about
the
how-
tattoo?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were answering.
Well, I did
the
kind of
beginning.
answer it, but I mean, it honestly, it depends on where it is and what time of year it is.
Right.
I don't know. I have played the day I've gotten a tattoo, so
Both of mine were before I played disc golf.
okay, so
irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
relevant.
Next one comes from Adam. Hello, all. Thank you all for you.
Mhm.
Next one comes from Adam. Hello, all. Thank you for all you do for the disc golf community. I would like to personally invite each of you to come play Salmon Falls Disc Golf Course in Rochester, New Hampshire.
I've heard.
This personally
Great
is
things.
the best course in New Hampshire.
Ooh, burn.
Oh, burn.
In your face,
And
everyone
one
else.
of the best in New England. Just doesn't get enough exposure. So as to help get this amazing course some exposure, come do a casual round or a Pro versus Joe /Jane's Luck of Draw Skins. This course must be added to your list of courses to visit. Thanks for all you do.
Okay, this
Thanks
is
for
just
a commercial for his course.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
I think that's awesome, Adam, that you love your course. I mean, I like the courses here in Emporia. I wish more people would come play them. I think it's really cool for them to check it out.
I think it's more of a knock on the Hollows.
It does kind of sound like a knock on the Hollows
Yeah.
because of course the Hollows is
Which is fine. That's fine that, I mean, it's two completely different courses to my understanding. The new course at the Hollows, though, is going to be the best course in New Hampshire
Nice.
and New England. Just
Nice.
saying.
And
Just throwing that out there.
For sure. And if you want to do a luck of the draw at your course, reach out to Ricky and Paige.
Paige.
They will start
Yeah.
scheduling soon.
Yeah,
If
I
you
think it'd be great.
and I could do a casual round. Now, if you want a Pro versus Joe, you can write into Central Coast's podcast. Oh, that's right. They don't have one, Adam. Anyway, just kidding.
But I really do like those guys. They're,
they're great
I love
dudes.
Ian
Great guys.
and Central Coast.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
I don't like Anthony, but
them and
you know.
Jomez.
Sorry.
All right, so let's see. What else can we talk about? We've got PDJ Major scheduled. That was put out a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought we could talk about some of the bigger events that you think you guys, well, mostly Eric.
Me?
Well, because I think, we talked a little bit about it, but next year you're going to be able to be playing the Masters division.
Correct.
And I think you kind of felt like that means you probably might play a little bit more than you
a
have.
little more, maybe.
So are there a few of, what are the events that are the majors, NTs or stuff like that you're like, I'm going to go play Masters because I want to play?
Well, my first tournament, well, I don't know if it'll be my first tournament of the year, but I'm going out to the Memorial this
Awesome.
year, and
Yeah.
I'm playing Masters.
Now you've played the Memorial for
years
yeah.
and years and years and years. But I thought, why not? It's a good time of year to be out there, knocking some rust off and just to play with the old dudes, to be the young kid on tour again.
You're so young.
It
You're so
is.
green, man.
It's so awesome.
You have so much to learn.
It's so awesome. But no, I don't know. I think I do plan to play a little bit more next year, but if there's a course that's going in and I'm looking for a time to do it, I'm doing that. Absolutely. I'm still not, playing disc golf in front of installing disc golf courses and
right,
doing
because
design.
that's why I would assume it's kind of hard for you to schedule because
It is.
It's somewhat,
It is.
a month or whatever before the event, someone's going to say, "Hey, we want you to design a course out there."
Mhm.
And of course,
Now I will be at the Masters World Championships,
I was wondering about that. It's in Crown
which is
Point,
in
Indiana.
Nope, that is
No?
in Kansas City.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, wrong one.
And the Tim Selinsky is in Crown Point, Indiana. And
That's what
I
I'm
do
thinking.
plan to attend both of those just because, I'm pretty familiar with both those
Yeah.
avenues, those
I mean,
respected courses.
within
So,
reason.
within
Okay.
within reason.
Okay.
That is correct.
No, but
So-
very familiar.
But yeah, very, very, very familiar.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about those two. But as far as other events go, I'll just have to play it by ear. I might play Glassblown Open.
Sweet.
Just kidding. I will definitely
Oh,
play
I was
Glassblown
like, wait, I
Open.
thought you said.
And I'm
sure.
playing in the Open division just because I've fought for the pros to only have to play one course, the Open Men, and finally got that to happen. And I want to be a part of it.
Nice.
So
So, Robert, you don't get to travel as much and play. Obviously,
I get
as
to
much as
travel some, but
Well,
most
to
of it
play-
isn't for playing.
playing.
yeah.
But are there any that you saw on the 2018 schedule that you're like, man, I really want to try to play that?
Man, no. Just because most of the big events,
You're a big baby.
I'm scared.
no, you should play those big events because that's where you get your ratings.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And if that were possible, I would be all
Yeah.
over it.
No, I know.
However,
Well, you'll be on the early enough card out that you'll be able to go back and
okay,
caddy
first
for
of
the
all,
team.
shut up. It hits a little too close to home, okay? No, the reason that I go to those tournaments is to support the team because that is my actual job. You know, some of those guys who are out there, their job is to play disc golf, mine is to support our team. And so I'm not going to put, it's like you said, for you putting courses in the ground,
Mhm.
I'm not going to put my playing in front of supporting the people who are out there day in, day out,
Yeah.
traveling all over the country.
And you do a great job of it,
I appreciate-
supporting the team at the events. I
appreciate
it's
that.
awesome to see.
I appreciate that. And, you know, Masters World Championship, we talked about this.
Yep,
You'll
absolutely.
you'll see Emacs bag on my back,
That's right.
and I'll be taking 50% of the winnings.
150.
It's just what, 1/50th percent.
150th percent.
Yeah, so just do the math. It's
1/5 of 50%.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, yeah, I didn't see any on there that I was like, man, I got to be there.
Yeah.
I would love to play Worlds in Vermont. That place is just beautiful. It's unbelievable. But I'll still get to be there and walk around. And
Yeah, right.
do
There's
the
a lot of
stuff.
stuff that I'm going to be for traveling. I know at least the Memorial to kind of kick things
We'll
off.
be there.
We decided not to do the Las Vegas
We
challenge.
won't be in Vegas.
Yeah,
Won't
so
be in
we're,
Vegas.
we're going to spend an extended time at the
Yeah,
Memorial.
we'll be in the Memorial for quite a while.
right to kind of get some things because we want to get that's like Eric said, that's kind of the kickoff.
It's like homecoming.
Yeah, of the
Mhm.
disc golf season. Nothing against Las Vegas Challenge. I know a lot of players go there, but Memorial just always has felt like the kind of the kickoff of the
To
season.
me, the Memorial and Vegas are both absolutely great events. The only thing I've hated for so long, and when I was actually touring, I did play in both. But then towards the end, I started just focusing more on the Memorial because it was an NT. Now roles have been reversed.
Yeah.
But they're both just such great events. It makes it hard to go to Vegas, and then Memorial starts on what, Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday. So I mean that you have to travel, you have to drive, you only have 1 or 2 days to really, get the course. And so the past few years, actually, what I've been doing was going to Phoenix and just practicing, just playing those courses. So either way, it's a great time to be in the desert.
For sure.
Yeah, so
For sure. But yeah, I'd like to hit, I played a couple of A tiers this year, Piney Woods and Des Moines, and
Des Moines great.
Yeah, I'd like to hit a few more like that and just, play better and win this bet, but that remains to be seen.
not happening.
Not happening.
Not happening. So, okay, guys. Well, the reason I brought this up is even though it's only November, it's mid-November. Before you know it, it'll be 2018. And if you guys are planning on playing any of these big events, you need to make sure you start planning ahead. Kind of look. I know a lot of the pros have already looked at these and are trying to plan out their routes, where they're going to go, which big
Right.
events they're going to go to. So, if you need time off from work, if you just want to go spectate, again, that's just a really great way to help grow the sport. Is if you can't play, show up and spectate, cheer
Yeah.
them on,
Yeah.
cheer those people on, and show up and watch some of these big events. So you can go to pdga.com and you should be able to look in files, and then you'll see a PDF that's called 2018 Schedule for PDGA Majors, National Tour, Disc Golf Pro Tour, and A tiers.
Mhm.
Check it out and see if there's something going on near you that you can drive to and check out.
Just a note on spectating. Maybe you don't think it makes a big difference if you're there to watch or not, but as we are trying to grow and, reach outside sponsors and things like that, having galleries and having people cheer for shots is so much cooler than guys throwing those same shots with no applause.
Right.
Like we could watch a Jomez video all day and their commentary is great and their shots look great. That's cool. But if there's a big gallery behind them watching them do that, it's that much cooler.
And I don't even know if it's necessarily the applause factor, but I think it's more just
getting
the
to see.
numbers
Yeah.
of people out there.
Yeah. It's really cool.
All right, guys, we're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to, right before we actually recorded the regular episode, we called a few of you. We went live on Instagram and then on the Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook page. You gave us your phone number. We had a few questions. We have a lot of fun doing that, so we're going to keep doing that. But let's listen to the questions that we had.
Hello,
Hello, who is this?
this is Ryan from Hazel again.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? You are on the Disc Golf Answer Man show. How are
not
you?
much. Sorry for the jets in the background. I'm right next to the Air Force Base over here in Fort Worth.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Very nice. What question you got for us?
All right, so mine's question about possibly having too many putters in the bag. I was putting with Classic Blend Marshalls, longest time. Deputy come out, that's taking that over. So I putt with my deputies now, and then I've got a Marshall for my short straight up shots, Slammer for my up shots. I still keep Wardens for my longer, straighter up shots. And then I have a Fusion Judge in my bag as well. I feel like I have a ton of overlap. Is there really a spot where you can have too many putters?
Yes. I don't think you're there yet.
You don't think he's there carrying? Well,
Well,
he
it
bags
may be-
all of our putters.
Yeah.
Every putter in our lineup he has in his
that
bag.
may be a few too many. Like, okay, so the way that mine is set up.
Oh,
and
and slammers, yeah.
Yeah. And you carry fewer putters, but still same concept where you've got a straight to kind of understable, a little bit straighter one, and then an overstable one, right? And then on top of those, you have your 2 putting putters. So that's 5 for you that you carry. 4 or 5?
4.
Yeah.
4.
I carry 6 usually, but that's because I have 2 putting putters, 2 Wardens, 1 which is understable, 1 which is straight, and then 2 slammers.
Correct. You have 2 molds. I think he's more referring to he has like 5 or 6 molds of putters in his bag.
I would minimize some of that if it was me.
He's asking about overlap, I think. So like I think you've got a little bit of overlap just between the judge and the marshal.
Yeah.
And maybe even the warden.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can I would probably try to eliminate maybe either the judge or the marshal, whichever one you seem to be, gravitating to, pulling out of the bag a little bit more often. I would keep that one and just try to work with that putter as opposed to trying to decide, well, this one goes a little bit further left. Should I just try to throw, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good call.
I do have follow-up. When are Lucid deputies coming?
Well, they are currently available through the TFR program. So if you've got that's the tournament fundraiser program for anyone who's listening who doesn't know. So if you have an event coming up in your area, you might want to holler at those guys and see if they would be willing to pick some of those up. I know Brad and Steve-O had some for Piney Woods if you're in the DFW area, so they might still have some.
They do. They probably do. I bet they do have some over at DD Carrollton.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 of them.
All right.
Cool, Bobby.
Lucky. I'll take them both.
No, they're all mine.
All right.
Thanks for the call, man.
All right. See you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
All right, guys. So let's see. Nobody else has left their number. If you guys just tuned into the live, you can leave your phone number here and we'll give you a call. We'll do one more call if we get a phone number here in the next few minutes. I want to put my number. My wife is like, babe, we're in Disney World right now. You can't talk disc golf now. You put that number. We're going to call you.
Commitment,
even if you're at
my
disc
friend.
golf or even if you're at Disneyland. Oh, I see some of you need
Same
to
thing.
update your iPhone as I see the question mark in the space. And as you type, I see the question mark. You need to update your iPhone so you can get rid of that question mark. Did you guys do that?
No, but I've seen that a lot and it
not on
sucks.
What's it do?
Where when
It puts a
you
question mark when you put the letter I.
it says A and then like a question mark with a box around it. And
Asking for a bag for this Christmas.
irritating.
Any holiday sales I should be wait for coming up? Yes, there's going to be some really nice Black Friday deals for sure. Tyler says, Eric,
Yes.
what's up?
Not a whole lot.
All right. Does EMAC have any hats left with his logo?
I don't.
Oh,
Unfortunately, not.
All right, so a couple more seconds, and we're going to see if anybody is brave enough to put their phone number and they want to talk to the man himself, Eric EMAC McCabe. He'll answer your questions.
Or Bobby.
Or Bobby.
ooh.
You have a question for Bobby?
Or me.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
All right. Nobody wants to put their phone number, so we're going to go to a different channel. You guys,
Just like in high
you
school,
guys are
Bobby.
no
Nobody
fun.
wants to give you their
Nobody
phone
wants
number.
That was just a little bit close to reality.
Just a little too close to home. My feelings are hurt.
All right, we'll try the disc golf answer. So we're going to get one more question.
We're going to try the Disc Golf Answer Man show?
Yeah, we're going to try the show. The page.
The page.
Get it going.
What is that?
That is something that's tracking on our voice recorder right there.
All right, guys, this is Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze on the Disc Golf Answer Man show. We're looking to see if we can someone brave enough to give us your phone number in the comments, and we'll give you a call, and you can either ask a question for me, or I've got Eric McCabe right here waiting for a question, or never mind, we got Eric.
Shut it.
We've got Robert McCall. He'll answer your questions as well. So leave your comments with the question or with your phone number, and we'll give you a call. Eric, what did you do? We talked a little bit about, but you played in the Hobson Heisers.
I did. I did Hobson Heisers on Saturday, and then Sunday went out of town.
Yeah.
So it was decent weather. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't that bad for November.
Yeah.
The first hole was kind of gross and misty.
Yeah, that was rough.
But then it really turned out to be an okay day. It was a little breezy, and everything was just kind of like wet. So you had to like dry off your discs, that kind of thing. It was kind of annoying, but for the most part, it was manageable.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good card.
Gave each other a whole lot of a hard time while we were out there.
The entire day.
Yes.
Yep.
But it was fun.
Yeah, definitely fun.
And we almost reined in the win, but instead we sucked.
Yes.
All right. Some of you guys have always said I've wanted to be on the Disc Golf Answer Man Show. Here's your chance to call in, be on the show, ask your question for Eric McCabe, Robert McCall, or myself. This feels so weird just sitting here watching.
Give us.
Let's see. What else happened? Let's see. What did I do? I actually had early Thanksgiving because of some situation with my grandchildren. So, here we go. Ryan George.
All right.
Let's call Ryan George. Hold on, Ryan. Let me get your phone number in here. I hate it. Oh, there it goes. Think I got you. Hold on.
What number did you call? 249er
56789.
No, it was cordless.
What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Where are you at right now? You're always traveling around. Where are you at?
I'm home in San Diego.
Oh, okay. Cool. So what question do you have for us today?
So I kind of wanted to ask how things were shifting over there in Emporia, because today's kind of D-Day. Today's amateur signups for GBO.
Yeah.
So what's that mean for you guys? How does your world start shifting right now with, everybody's, the approximately 1,000 people are going to sign up and fill up GBO tonight, and then all the work really starts, or what?
So yeah,
pretty normal day for me.
Yeah.
Just standard stuff.
Let's see. We are we are getting prepared. We've got made sure that Disc Golf Scene is ready, because that's, of course, we're going to go discgolfscene.com and then search for 2018 Glassbone Open. You can sign up. Me and Doug are going to go live tonight around 6:30. That way we can answer any questions that people have as far as registration for GBO. And then we're just going to kind of do like a telethon-ish type thing where we're going to watch
and comedy show.
And comedy, yes, comedy and skit show.
If Doug's going to be
That's our sketch show.
Absolutely.
And so that we can kind of watch as people sign up. And so it should be good. I wonder if we should start taking bets to see how fast each division fills up. But it should be a fun time.
I think you got the whole thing in about 35 minutes.
Wow.
All right.
You think?
All right. Including open?
I mean, last year it was,
exactly.
I think it was just under an hour, except for maybe a few of the age-protected divisions. So, the hype grows every year, right?
It's true.
Yeah, I don't think open fills today just because there aren't that many 1,000+ rated players. But on the AM side, I agree. I think, half an hour to an hour is probably a good bet.
You think so?
Better for you guys, because then you watch it fill up and you're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, we're done.
I get to go home.
So yeah, it should be good times.
Any idea on flex starts?
Tons of them.
Lots of them.
I think
plenty of places.
Yeah, Doug told me the other day that if you came for the entire GBO week, I believe you said either 10 or 11, you have the opportunity to play 10 to 11 sanctioned rounds the whole GBO week.
Yep. A couple of them are going to be tough to get to.
Are they going to go live tonight too, or are they going to go live later?
Oh, that I don't know. I think that'll go later.
I think that's later.
Yeah, that's later.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. Sounds great, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Ryan.
No problem, man. I'll talk to y'all later.
Take care. Take care. And over there in Arctic San Diego.
Arctic, yeah.
I'm sure it's really cold.
I think it's 73 degrees right now.
Oh, God. Get your jackets out.
Sucks.
No kidding.
Right? I don't even think I own one.
We'll see you later.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Later, man.
Take care.
All right. So if you're listening or watching on the live Facebook here, what it is you give us your phone number and we'll give you a call and we'll answer your question on the air. I had someone go in real late, so we're going to do this one more phone call, and then we're going to go on to record the regular episode.
We got several phone numbers coming in.
Yeah,
here.
we do, but we're just gonna have to wait till next time. Sorry,
Got the
folks.
classic 867-5309. Well played,
Excellent.
Tim.
Excellent.
If only we had the area code.
This guy, let's see, it was Thomas. He was nice enough to space out his number, so it's much easier for me to dial. So, Thomas, we're going to give you a call.
Hello?
Is this Thomas?
Yes.
Hey, Thomas, this is the Disc Golf Answerman Show. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How you guys doing?
We're
Awesome
doing-
job, guys. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What question do you have for us?
Let me see. What's that new disc that Latitude just got out? Forgot the name of it. Is it compared to St. Pearl or no?
I think he's talking about the Zion. The overmold.
Zion.
I'd say it's decently close to a St. Pro. I don't know. Culverin and St. Pro are pretty similar to me. Culverin maybe being a hair faster
and more overstable.
Slightly more overstable, yeah.
So.
And I think this is right close to a Culverin.
I think it fits pretty close to in between those two.
Yeah.
Closer to the Culverin.
Yeah.
That would be my
good stability, but not crazy overstable, but not really flip up to flat and turn right understable. Just a nice straight flight with a consistent fade. I think it's going to be a fan favorite. Should be really good.
Yeah.
There you go, Thomas.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
Have a good day.
All right, guys, on Instagram or Facebook Live, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to end the live video here. We're going to do more of it, and I will try to figure out to where you guys can actually hear when the calls come in. We're not going to do this for the entire show. We're just doing this for right before the show just to get a few questions for live call-in. So, but we'll see you guys. The show should be ready out tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, guys, let's get a few questions in, and then we're going to give away a Classic Blend Marshall. This next one's from Ted.
Hey, Disc Golf Answerman crew. My name's Tad. I'm from Illinois, and as you know, the weather is starting to get colder out, and so I have a question about practicing putting. Inside my apartment, I can set up about a 20-foot putt. I have a practice basket, and so I can take putts from 20 feet and in, but that's about as far back as I can go. I was wondering if you guys think it would be a better idea for me to practice inside from 20 feet and in, or if I should go outside and putt with cold discs and cold hands as well, so I can get those longer putts in. Just let me know your thoughts. Thanks, guys.
50-50 on this one, I think, depending on how cold it is out. Yep. What I recommend, honestly, is working on those 20-footers indoors anytime you can. I mean, that's just great for repetition and getting the muscle memory down, so to speak.
Confidence.
Yeah, and building some confidence on those 20-footers. Because let's face it, a 20-footer is not a gimme putt during an event. So if you're knocking those down, building your confidence up, that really helps. But any time that it's warm enough to be outside, be outside. Anytime that you have that opportunity, because being inside, it's great. It helps, but I mean, not very often are we playing tournaments where there's no wind and that 20-footer is the same 20-footer that you make in your apartment all winter long. So, I mean, I do highly recommend anytime that you can be outside practicing, do it.
Agreed.
Excellent. Next one is from Takashi again.
Hey, Disc Golf Answerman, this is Takashi again. And my second question revolves around natural tee pads. So the local course I have really close to me, I love playing it. It's a 9-hole. It's really close, but it's got the natural tee pads, like I said. And there's really no rhyme and reason to the way the tee pads are laid out. There's, first off, nothing indicating a marking of where the tee pad should be, other than just the sign for the hole being right there. And then there's, again, no rhyme and reason to it. One will be on an uphill slope, one will be on a downhill slope, one will be in the grass, but there's a bunch of potholes everywhere. Another one will have kind of like a worn-in area of dirt with rocks thrown in the mix, and it's just unlevel. And then another one will be just in the middle of a bunch of stumps of trees that used to be there. So other than complaining about it, just like to hear what you guys would have to say about what you would do in those situations or how you would navigate that type of terrain. Love what you guys do, and as always, keep it real.
That's a bummer.
Sucks.
But if it's just casual play, you're just out there playing, then I would definitely just throw from a spot that's safe, as opposed to a spot that has some ruts or some roots or some rocks or whatever the case may be. So, either short of the tee, short of the ruts, behind them, in front of them, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Fantastic alliteration, by the way.
Yeah.
Ruts,
roots, rocks.
all of the hazards of natural tees.
The 3 R's.
That's right.
Stay away from them.
Those are the ones we always say. Just the 3 R's. Those are the things that make me the most mad in the whole world.
Those 3 R's.
Yeah, I'd say the exact same thing as you. If you're not, you can keep score, but if you're playing a 9-hole course, you're never going to be like, this is a tournament course. I need to learn it super well so that I can perform here. It's mostly just for practice.
Mm-hmm.
So play from a spot that's safe, where you're not going to hurt yourself.
Excellent. So
avoid
ruts.
Avoid ruts. You don't want those.
R cubed.
So this particular episode is brought to you by the Classic Blend Marshall.
Wow.
We have one that was used in a video, so it's got a little love already on it.
By love we mean ground hits / tree hits maybe.
So
Putts.
obviously we can't put it back on the shelf, so we're going to give this away. So I would say this is perfectly good Classic Blend Marshall. Now, Eric, you gave us a little bit description of how you use the Classic Blend Marshall, but what's your take on it, Robert?
I really like the Marshall. I use the Warden for the same sort of shots that I would use the Marshall for, because brand new, I think they're relatively close to one another. The Marshall has really good high speed stability. It's not really going to turn to the right for you if released correctly. And will just fly straight and just finish maybe just a little bit left. It'll hold. It's a good line holder. It'll if you force it over, it'll hold over to the right.
Yep.
But for the most part, it's just going to be really flat and straight.
Pretty neutral.
Yeah. I think it's a great disc for throwing and for putting. I think a lot of players who don't love the depth of the Warden and or the Judge will like the Marshall because it is slightly deeper. It has a little micro bead on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, what would you say? I mean, would you say all skill levels probably could benefit from the Marshall?
I think so. I think, like I said, it's a pretty neutral flying putter. It's not overstable, not understable. So I think anybody could really use it to their advantage.
I agree.
All right, so Robert got to pick the password for the last 2.
Secret password.
So, Eric,
you haven't done one yet.
I haven't done one?
No. Do you want the Marshall?
I'll do the Classic Blend Marshall.
Okay.
The password,
is now I gotta think. I didn't know what I was gonna make it.
Bobby, come on, man.
Oh man.
Some of us have our answers ready.
I know.
Okay.
I knew you weren't gonna ask me
I'm
today,
gonna get
so
a
I
lot
didn't
of people
get
that laugh at me on this one, but I'm gonna go.
Are you gonna call it Marshall Mathers?
No.
You're gonna go Marsha.
I'm gonna go Khaleesi.
Because Game of Thrones. Yeah. But you have to spell it correctly.
K-A.
No,
don't tell him.
That's already wrong.
Is it?
Yes. Having not watched the show.
Really? How would you know the spelling if you've never watched?
I mean, here, look, pull it up, and let's have a spelling bee.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Pull it up.
I'm saying, how would you know? Because
I've seen it around enough.
Oh, so here's the thing. I watch it.
What's his name?
Khaleesi. It's a woman. It's a
my
queen.
bad.
Queen of she's a Targaryen.
Queen Amidala.
Mm-hmm. It's close.
Anyway, so I watch it, but to be fair, it's not as though they always put her name up there. It is Khaleesi. Khaleesi.
Well, don't tell her. Make them do a little work for it.
Oh, I should have. Yeah.
I mean,
so the password is Khaleesi. She is Daenerys Targaryen.
But nailed it.
So, and she will rule the Iron. She will rule the 7 kingdoms when it's all said and done.
With a blend Marshall.
That's right.
Classic blend Marshall.
The very same one you could win.
She will ride the dragons and throw her classic blend Marshall. All right, there you guys go. Go to discgolfantsman.com/subscriber and put in the password. Put in your name, email, and mailing address. You must be able to accept discs in your mailbox. We are not responsible for your disc getting jacked.
Sorry.
Is that new?
No, it's always been, but I needed to say it.
Okay.
And what reminded me is I was on Reddit and someone posted where the postman actually shoved. No, it was on disc golf.
I saw that, and then there was a note.
Feedback.
There was a note like on his mailbox that said, "Please do not bend any
Yes.
packages putting in my mailbox."
Yeah,
and it's
and he
like
shoved it in
And it's
there.
like in there all sideways.
I'll show
But
this
somebody
fella.
somebody did say that the USPS is not allowed to not put your mail in your mailbox.
Oh wow.
See, that's the thing. There's so many things in life.
I think
This
it's
is a good
different
example.
cities. I think it's different towns, different,
Right.
whatevers, they have
And
different.
people don't understand. Okay, guys, if you're watching the video, and
We're
if you're
sorry.
listening, sorry, we're distracted because we're laughing.
Devin
because
is struggling.
I bought some spider plants because we have a lot of electricity because of the humidity in the air or the lack of humidity. And so one of the things natural ways to get rid of humidity in the office is to get plants. Specifically, one of the ones was spider plants. So I bought some, and I had Devin go get some pots, and he purchased pots that were probably 2 times too big. And
those pots will work.
Oh no, they'll be fine.
He didn't buy enough soil, I don't think.
And
he just dumped a bunch of soil in it and then put the plant
then
on
went
top.
with the plant on top.
And put the plastic part of it on
Yes,
top.
yes.
and so he's trying to repot the plant, and Denise Cameron has come to the rescue to help him
because she
repot
knows
the
stuff.
plant.
She knows plants.
So anyway,
Thank you, Denise. Anyway, so discgolffansman.com/subscriber. Passcode is Khaleesi.
Wait, we're talking about mailbox
and then
mail
we went
people.
to mailboxes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So
Yes.
that's things in life that people get so upset and they don't understand the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Like a postman doesn't want to, he has to, I'm sure for legal reasons. That way someone can't go, why didn't the postman put my mail in my box?
yeah, it got stolen because
It's
he
got to
didn't put
go
it there.
in your box. So anyway, that's all. We can do a whole nother episode on that.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's do a few more questions and then we'll go to McCall's tips. The next question is from Chad.
Frosted tips, the cool
Yeah,
ones.
definitely.
Hey guys.
Definitely.
Hey guys, with and without nicknames, friends and I are going to do a mini disc golf.
That's the best one yet.
I like that.
That's the best one yet.
Those blessed with and without.
And I was thinking Kansas after recently discovering your podcasting and hearing about it more. Oh, so he's going to do a road trip to Kansas.
Welcome.
Excellent.
We will be coming from just outside Chicago. I'm curious if you have any recommendations of what courses we need to hit on the way and which ones once we are there. Also, any thoughts on choosing which events to enter? I'm just starting to get a bit more serious about it, and it looks like it could be expensive quickly. Thanks, guys. Appreciate what you do for the sport. Well, seeing as this question was submitted August 24th, I'm assuming he probably already made the trip or just gave up on us.
He may have.
But let's say he
But
in
Chicago
case he hasn't.
Chicago gets pretty cold this time of year, and it's a little warmer down here. So
let's say he's going to do this soon when it's warming up a bit. What would you suggest along the way?
Does that pass through Des Moines?
it doesn't.
Okay.
You can. It's a little out of the way to go through Des Moines and Davenport, Quad Cities in that area, which honestly, it may be a couple hours out of the way, but it's so worth it.
I'd call Quad Cities and Des Moines both worth a little detour.
Yeah. Anywhere. Honestly, Iowa is just, I say this all the time, but Iowa is awesome for disc golf.
Yep.
So anywhere in Davenport, anywhere in Des Moines is a great stop. Kansas City, obviously. Hit up Waterworks. If you're coming soon, hit up Swope for potentially the last time. And then make sure you save enough time here in Emporia to play all 47 of our courses.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
maybe not 47.
Yeah.
But
45.
That's close.
Yes, that's closer.
That's
probably
very close.
closer.
But I mean, I'd say the absolute must plays here: Jones East. You need to play Peter Pan. If you're able to play the Country Club, you should. Olpe is really fantastic if it's not either super windy or cold, or definitely not both.
Correct.
Yeah, and then I'd say I was about to say Clover Cliff. That one's not ready yet. Cottonwood Falls. I think that's a great one to check out as well.
Yeah.
It's a different style of course than we have everywhere else in Emporia.
It's fun.
Yes. So do that.
Do it now. Next question comes from
or previously because you already made the trip.
or go back
did
in
it
time
3 weeks ago.
and do it again. This is from JB. Eric, I find myself throwing my truths as far as my fairways, so I often reach for the truth on the tee.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm grabbing a truth almost every tee because I live in Massachusetts where there are a lot of trees.
Mm-hmm.
Any chance it's possible for someone to throw truths too much?
No. Absolutely
Come on.
not.
I think we all know what answer that was.
I don't think you're throwing it enough.
Right.
But no,
throwing it as soon as you wake up. That's how you turn the alarm clock off.
Yeah, you throw your truth at it. No, I've said this many times that the truth, the EMAC truth, is borderline fairway driver.
It's very fast for a mid.
It's fast and it gets just tons of glide, so it just stays in the air for days. There are definite holes where I'm throwing the EMAC over, say, my convict or criminal or getaway.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh man, but no, absolutely, yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, when you're playing in the woods, you want slower discs.
Yep. You want to throw more mids, more putters, because a lot of times wooded courses are going to be more placement shots as opposed to just trying to get all the way down the fairway or to the green or whatever the case.
Yeah, because they don't fly offline as quickly, because they don't spin as quickly. Slower discs are great for something like that. And if you hit a tree, there's less of a chance that you just less of a chance that you just rock it. I mean, it's still going to happen. You're still going to find bad spots if you throw bad shots. But hey, nailed it. Ruts.
Roots.
So that's something I have to make
other
sure.
R words. Robert. Roosters.
I have to gauge what I want to do. Do I want to make sure that my shot's more controlled, or do I want to get close to the basket? And sometimes more control is better, because even though you may have not have gotten as far, the chances of actually getting it where you want it to go is much greater if you choose a putter or a mid-range.
Absolutely. Yeah, playing in the woods is a real percentage game. You have to play.
How much of a percentage is it?
A real percentage.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for asking. You have to play high percentage shots in the woods, because for every 1 out of 10 hero shot that you pull off, there's going to be 9 out of 10 where you find an awful spot and you're not saving par. So
would you say it's 100%?
Zero.
No, I just.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, the total percentage is 100%, but you know.
All right, let's take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Robert McCall's quick tip.
Are you new to disc golf? Or maybe you've been playing for a while and just saw some pro smash it with a Dynamic Discs Defender. But you're just not sure that disc is right for you. If any of this describes you, then the Dynamic Discs Buyback Program is for you. Just go to any of our buyback retailers and purchase a disc from Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, or Westside Discs. Try out that disc for 14 days, and if you're not completely satisfied with that disc, take it back and get it replaced with whatever disc you want in the store of any brand. Go to dynamicdiscs.com/retail to find a buyback retailer near you and get out there and play some disc golf.
We are back, and we're going to hear from Robert McCall in his quick tip of the week.
All right, of the week. So we've had some people reach out and suggest some ideas for tips for the show, tips for the blog, things like that. And I feel like a lot of the questions that we get here are they center around how to build your bag, if there's too much overlap in your bag, or what sort of disc to use, things like that. And I think especially beginners and more, I guess just new players buy way too many discs way too early. And that's an easy trap to fall into, because as soon as you get 1 or 2 discs, you're like, oh man, I want to throw all the discs. I need to try everything. What I would recommend to you, if you're a new player and you're building your bag for the first time, and maybe what you have right now is a putter and a mid-range, find yourself a neutral flyer in each of those categories. So find yourself a neutral putter, like the Classic Blend Marshall or the Warden or the Judge. Or even if you're really, really super brand new and you've got no putters, grab yourself a Deputy. You're going to love how straight it is for you out of the box. And then for a mid-range, grab a Truth, grab an Evidence, a Warren, an EMAC Truth. For a fairway driver, grab a Thief or a Convict, or a like a Fury from Latitude 64, something like that that's relatively neutral to maybe a little bit understable. And learn those discs first. Because if you start getting into the higher speed stuff, if you start getting into sheriffs and freedoms and gladiators and bolts and all that stuff, it's really easy to teach yourself bad form because you're using too fast of discs. So if you're just starting out, find yourself a neutral one in each of those categories. If you're moving up and you feel like you're ready to incorporate a few more of those, more than just backups, these are the stabilities that I like to cover in each category. I want to have a relatively understable, relatively neutral, and relatively overstable in each speed range. That's going to be the discs that make up my bag. So I have a Warden for a couple of my straight and understable spots, and then a Slammer for my overstable. For mid ranges, I carry a Justice just, for super windy days and forehands, but a Verdict, a few EMAC Truths, a Warrant or a beat up EMAC or a regular Truth or something like that. I like setting up my bag like that because your shots are covered, but you're not going through so many molds so quickly, and it's easier for you to learn those discs. And so when you are setting up your bag, try and just cover those basics and do away with the superfluous stuff so that you can learn those discs faster. Once you've done that, then it's easier to incorporate more and realize, hey, this certain enforcer does this for me. This enforcer does a different thing, and I really like having those, and I know when to use them instead of having to guess. That's what I'd recommend. If you're just building a bag for the first time, try that out. Try those stabilities. And if it's a brand new bag, neutral to slightly understable. That's what I would do.
Excellent. Thank you, Robert McCall.
You got it.
If you want more tips from Robert McCall, you can go to dynamicdisc.com and select the blog section. And then you can actually, there's tags I made. You can click on the tags for McCall or Quick Tips, and you'll see all of the articles that the guy over there in the pink.
Robert. Rocks.
Yeah.
Rules.
All right. I had a couple more questions before we end the show. This one's from Billy Coldfather Slippery Wind.
That's a great name.
You like that? Yeah. I was wondering if you guys had any tips for throwing a successful grenade shot and what type of disc to throw. Thanks for the show.
No.
Also, no.
Maybe we should call Miles Seaborn.
Thinking, yeah.
He's the only person I know who pulls that shot off successfully. Every time he does it.
Yeah, he's crazy with them. I've seen Kyle Webster throw some good ones. I've seen Kevin Jones is a kind of an up and comer from Arkansas. He plays for Pro Discus, and he throws a mean grenade. Of course, he has super powers and throws extremely far.
Explain what a grenade is.
But when we're talking about a grenade, that is when you take the disc on what would normally be kind of a Spike Heiser line, but instead of holding it where my thumb is on the top and fingers are on the bottom, flip that around. So my thumb is on the bottom and my fingers are on the top. Or some people even do a grip where they put their index finger.
That's just weird. Stop doing
underneath and then pinch their thumb. And it's weird. I've seen people do it. I've always been terrified to try it. Yeah. But the reason you would throw a grenade is they don't go very far and do go generally straight up and down.
Yes.
So if you let a neutral to slightly overstable disc go on that grenade shot, it's just going to go straight up and down. It usually doesn't fly or get as much left to right as something like a Heiser does.
Or even a thumber.
Exactly.
Or a whatever, UD, tomahawk, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly. Now, if you throw a grenade with an understable disc, if you throw it high enough and hard enough, it will actually stand up and fly a little to the right. But for the most part, when people throw grenades,
they're throwing something very overstable.
And just to get straight up and down, not to do anything crazy.
Yep. If you want a little bit more detail, you can actually go to Dynamic Disc's YouTube channel and search. I think we called it Grenade Shot or Scooby Shot. And you actually see a video we did with Miles where he talked about how he throws his.
Yeah, I think that's what Miles calls them, is Scoobies.
And I think there was kind of a little debate.
Yeah, and whatever.
And it's regional. It depends on where you're from, whether you call it Scooby or grenade.
Just like if you circle OBs or you circle birdies.
Right. Yep. Or put a P for penalty instead of circling OBs. Next question is from Zach. I've seen a couple of Dynamic Disc trespasses with a sweet PD stamp on them. PD? The internet seems to be completely clueless. Anthony, PD? Pipeline Dream.
Pipe Dream disc golf. That's something like that.
The internet seems to be completely clueless to where these come from, but I'm very interested. If you all know anything about it, I would love to hear my email.
Are you mad?
I'm not mad. I appreciate your question, Zach. I'm sorry that we've taken so long to answer it, but it just feels weird for someone to send in a question and then give me their email address so I can go shopping for them. It seems like. So no, I'm just kidding.
I think that is a shop called Pipe Dream Disc Golf or something like that. And if I remember correctly, the guy who operated it was named Kip Tischer or something like that. So look him up on Facebook. Don't know if that's a thing or not, but Pipe Dream Toys. There you go. So that's probably what that's from.
Did you find that online within like 3 seconds?
If you have any if you need any Christmas shopping advice, just send in the question.
Will you go Christmas shopping for me?
No. Hi, this one's from Tanner. Hi guys, I have a really bad problem with nose down putting.
Darn it.
I've practiced putting a ton. I tried every style of putt, tons of different putters, and I'm still terrible putter, which I know needs to be the best part of my game. I also really lack confidence in my putt, which I know is important. Do you guys have any tips on how to get better at putting to get my putter to come out of my hand flat? And do you recommend a certain technique for someone who is really struggling finding a comfortable putt?
They kind of go hand in hand.
Yep.
If you have zero confidence, you're not going to make any putts.
Yep. And you generally, when you don't have confidence, you don't follow through as much. And a lot of times that causes sometimes the putter to come out nose down.
And push putters, I mean, I don't think they necessarily putt nose down, but I have seen push putters that putt nose down. So it has less chance to cut through.
Right.
I'm a nose up putter, but I'm also a spin putter. So I think it kind of varies on what your putting technique is. But, step one is eliminating doubt.
Yes.
That's step number one is being more confident in yourself and your releases. And like Robert said, follow through. I don't know how many times that I've played an event and at the end of the day, I just wasn't satisfied. I didn't hit my putts. I wasn't, performing. 90% of the time is because I wasn't following through.
Yep.
I wasn't committing to those putts. And that's really all it takes. When I'm playing my best golf, I'm committing to every single shot. Never a doubt.
Yep.
So
that's like we talked about when we discussed that Wichita Roundup tournament. I ended up losing by 2 to Ben Wiggins, made some great putts, great Wichita player, and then by 1 to Crispin Carrasco. Both great Wichita guys. Great Team DD guys. Had I followed through on my putts, committed to my putts, I'd probably win by a couple. And I just didn't. I'm the same as you. I got nervous standing over him, and when I would let him go, I'd hit the same spot, which was about 3 inches low and just to the right, which if I follow through, that's the sweet spot for a right-handed putter. So following through is absolutely the most important part of putting. You could do a whole lot wrong and follow through, and you'd probably still make more putts that way.
Yep.
If you are looking to get the putter a little bit more nose up, I have practiced by holding the stamp so I can see it, right? So even when I bring it down, even if I start to bring my wrist nose down, since it started here, it's generally going to be a little bit more nose up. Now, my style of putt isn't quite a push. It's more of a hybrid-ish. It's got some spin to it, but it's slower than somebody like an Eric or somebody like that.
I would say you're closer to a push.
Yeah, closer for sure. But for me, getting that nose up or even just level is extremely important. And so I make sure and look at the stamp when I'm holding it in my hand so that when I bring it down, it's already set to be nose up. That's what I try.
There you go. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this particular episode. Want to make sure if you're listening to this on Wednesday, November 15th, that we want to ask you to tune in to Dynamic Discs Facebook page if you can around 5 p.m. Central or later. We do have a really big announcement, some really exciting news coming from the land of Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64 and Westside Discs. So definitely want to tune in there. If not, we'll be talking about it on the next episode so you guys can get filled in on that.
Awesome.
Let's see. I want to do another question of the week. What's a good question we can ask people?
So that they can respond?
No, so they can write it down, burn it, and then...
I'm just confused by what you mean. Like
Yes,
to call in about it next week?
No, I want them to... we're going to have you reach out to us on Facebook, direct message.
Okay.
This sounds like the first time we've done this.
No, we did it on Instagram.
Okay.
How freaking dare you make fun of me? We didn't talk about this ahead of time or a hair of time. Now I'm flustered.
We did it on Instagram.
Rocks. Rollers.
So what's a good question of the week? I tried to think of one as we were... Let's see. I want to know.
Okay.
What do you do to practice your putting? I know a lot of people like. What technique do you do? Do you set up games? Do you like use an app? Do you set up games where you're like 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet? Do you putt in the hall? Do you putt outside? Do you
Repetition.
Putt inside? How many? Do you always do 10?
Mm-hmm.
Do you always putt 10 times?
Roll
20
away?
times? Like Johnny McRae, at one time, didn't he say he was going to do 100 putts a night or something like that?
Yeah, or if not more.
Yeah, so...
he sounds like the type who would do like 1,000.
Yeah, so tell us your putting technique, and we'll discuss it on next week's show. Actually, don't send it to Facebook Messenger because Jackie gets pretty bombarded with regular messages.
That's fair.
So let's do Instagram again. Send me your putting techniques on Instagram, direct messages to Dynamic Disc, and we'll talk about the different putting techniques that you guys do.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget, Classic Blend Marshall, password is Khaleesi. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you do me a huge favor, head out to iTunes or even on Stitcher and go rate and review our show. It would really help us out. Thank you so much.